Congratulations.
I actually got married to my bestie's brother.
This card is for you. There is no password. Use the money however you'd like. There is no upper limit. I'm in a hurry to go to the US for work. After I come back, I'll come to you as soon as possible.
I have enough money. Money right after we got married. So he isn't just getting this over with, but really intends to be with me.
What? Your father actually forced you to marry an old man in his 50s in order to pay off his gambling debts? Ugh, he sure is a piece of work. Ella, why don't you marry my brother? He is rich, handsome, and a very good person. And as long as you're married, your father will no longer force you, right?
Hello, Ms. Ella Smith. Congratulations on passing the interview at Nankai Law Firm. Please come to the company for a trial work on Monday.
I passed the interview. Okay, I will be there right on time. Good morning.
Good morning, Ella.
Miss Smith, take a look.
Good morning, Elle.
Good morning.
Elle, you have been an intern at Nankai Law Firm for a year. Isn't it time for you to become a regular employee?
Yes.
You can do it.
Thank you.
Evan, you bought this Nankai law firm for you wife right after you came back. You're really spending a lot on her.
I was abroad for a year. I owe her too much. Just gifting her a law firm is far from enough.
Then I want to see what kind of woman can make you the iron tree bloom.
Ella Smith? Stop right there. You're really something, Ella Smith. Although I just touched you, you reported me for sexual harassment and I got fired because of it.
You relied on your position as the company's HR manager to sexually harass female interns. Just making you leave is already a bargain for you.
I finally became a manager. Your report ruined my future. You're so shameless.
I'm shameless? Jack Warner. This year, due to your sexual harassment, 3 female colleagues have resigned. One of them is even suffering from depression. In contrast, what you did to these girls is truly disgusting. Also, in my phone, there is evidence of Jack Warner harassing other female colleagues.
What are you looking at? Still looking?
If the sexual harassment is severe, you can be held criminally liable.
Evan, who is your wife? You're even giving away a company.
Don't talk nonsense. Today, withdraw your report. Otherwise, I will make you pay for it.
Didn't expect you to still act this way. In that case, not only will I not withdraw my report, I will also hold you criminally liable.
Don't try to scare me. Listen up. Now that I have lost my job and my family, you won't let me live well. I won't let you live well either.
I feel like I've seen this person before somewhere.
Why do I feel like he is so familiar?
Take him away.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me go. Let me go.
Evan, you have great luck with women. A beauty threw herself at you this soon.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thank you.
Let's go. Show me the gift you're giving your wife.
Okay. Why does this woman look so familiar? The fun is over.
Why do I feel like he is so familiar? I feel like I've seen him somewhere.
Ella, I envy you so much. You just had close contact with our new president.
Mr. Liu? You mean he is our new president, Evan Lewis?
That's him. But I have to remind you, Mr. Lewis is particularly annoyed by employees with scheming minds. You must not think of him another way.
What are you thinking?
The act just now was so captivating. Some people are born thick-skinned, yet they still want to hook up with Mr. Lewis.
Amy Wood, you and Elle are colleagues after all. How can you talk like that?
I didn't say who.
What's going on? It's so noisy.
Mr. Zeller.
I have an important announcement. Mr. Lewis will personally decide whether interns will become regular employees and choose one of them to handle his personal affairs. It should be the two of you. Prepare well.
Then wouldn't that person be very close to Mr. Lewis? Not even up for discussion. Of course, it will be me.
Mr. Lewis, I brought the company's two best performing employees.
Okay.
Mr. Lewis. Hello, my name is Amy Wood. I've been with the company for a year. I'm very good in all aspects, especially in bed.
Good in bed. Mr. Zhou, assign her. Assign her to the sales department to sell bedding and such.
What? Mr. Lewis, how can you make me sell bedding?
What? Are my words useless?
Of course not.
Can't you see that Mr. Lewis is angry? Leave.
I still think he is familiar. Where have I seen this person before?
The opportunity has come. Why are you standing there?
Hello, Mr. Lewis. My name is Elle Smith.
Elle Smith? Why does this name sound so familiar? Elle Smith? Why does this name sound so familiar? Elle Smith, you... Hi, little sister.
Evan, is that the way to be a husband, disappearing abroad for a year after just getting married to my bestie?
Let me explain. I went abroad because of an emergency.
I don't care. Today, you must bring my sister-in-law home. Otherwise, you're not my brother.
Don't worry. Today, I'll definitely bring her home.
Great. I'll send you her contact information right now. You must make it up to my sister-in-law.
I know. I will definitely make the past year up to her and live a good life with her.
Okay.
Mr. Zeller.
Yes.
In your opinion, what kind of gift should I bring when meeting a girl?
Mr. Lewis, I think you have to ask a girl when it's about a girl.
That depends on what kind of girl you are giving it to, Mr. Lewis.
My wife.
Mr. Lewis, I didn't expect you to be married at such a young age.
Mr. Lewis, the rumor is that you spent millions to buy this law firm for your wife right after you came back to China. This rumor is true.
This law firm is for my wife. I was abroad for a whole year. She must have suffered a lot. This is far from enough.
How enviable. What a godly husband. Just casually giving a company worth hundreds of millions as a gift.
By the way, Ella, you haven't answered yet. This is the first time I'm meeting her. What kind of gift should I bring?
Mr. Lewis, after not seeing your wife for so long, I think companionship is the most important. You can accompany your wife to a meal, send a bouquet of flowers, go shopping.
That makes sense. We'll do it your way. In addition, Mr. Zeller, notify the others that Elle Smith's transition to permanent does not need to go through HR. Just make her my personal assistant.
Personal assistant? Mr. Lewis. These are the gifts for your wife. Everything has been sorted out.
Okay. I made the right call. You're truly considerate and thoughtful. You're a good assistant.
Thank you for your compliment, Mr. Lewis. I really envy your wife for being so favored by you.
You've worked hard today. Go back and rest.
Okay, Mr. Lewis. Hello, may I ask who this is?
So my wife didn't save my number either. It's okay. There's plenty of time.
Hello?
I'm E. Xavier Lewis.
Xavier Lewis?
You don't remember me? I'm your...
Don't worry, baby. I'll definitely satisfy you tonight.
My wife is such an immoral woman.
Why did he suddenly hang up? So weird.
Yay. Dad must have bought me a present. Thank you, Dad.
Hi, Ava.
Elle, have you met my brother?
Your brother? Isn't he abroad?
What? He didn't go find you? What's going on? He promised me he would bring gifts to go see you today.
What a coincidence. My boss also brought gifts to go see his wife today.
What? Your boss?
The new boss of our law firm. You have no idea. Our boss is not only handsome, he's also a wife-loving maniac. In order to see his wife, he prepared a bunch of gifts. Among those I have met, he is really one of the few rich men who loves his wife so much.
Wow, such a good man is indeed rare. But my brother is also a good man. Good-looking and rich, wealthy and handsome, and very gentlemanly. When you meet him, you'll definitely fall in love with him.
Okay. Your brother is the best. I'll go home to wait for him right now.
Okay.
Elle, you didn't sleep well last night. Your dark circles are quite obvious.
I went to bed a little late yesterday. It was all Eva's fault. She said my husband was coming over, but I waited all night and no one came.
Weird. Mr. Lewis was fine yesterday. Why is he so angry today?
Watch out! Are you okay?
Are you okay, miss?
I'm fine.
Are all your female employees this sexy, Mr. Lewis?
What are you doing? Oh no, this Hank Fox is a longtime client of Mr. Lewis. By hitting him, my job is in jeopardy, isn't it?
How dare a female employee like you hit me? I'll teach you a lesson.
Hank Fox? She's mine.
Mr. Lewis, my bad. Since she's yours, I definitely wouldn't dare to touch her. But Mr. Lewis, if you get tired of her, remember to give her to me.
Apologize to my assistant.
Mr. Lewis, don't be ridiculous. We have been friends for so many years. Last week, we just signed a 10 million order. You're not going to lose 10 million over this chick, are you?
10 million? It's over. Mr. Lewis is definitely not going to lose a 10 million of orders just for me, an assistant.
I know. You like this assistant, Mr. Lewis.
Wanna die? Starting today, Lewis's group is severing all ties with Hank Real Estate.
Mr. Lewis, I'm sorry, Mr. Lewis.
Throw him out.
Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis.
I didn't expect him to stand up for me. Mr. Lewis, we still have many joint projects. With Hank Real Estate, you don't have to break off relations with them just because of me.
You're one of mine. I always protect my own.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, you're not in a good mood today. The meeting with your wife went poorly.
Maybe. She doesn't want to see me at all.
I don't know what happened between the two of you, but Mr. Lewis, for someone as outstanding as you, I'm sure your wife isn't far behind. Maybe there is a misunderstanding?
A misunderstanding? Although I heard a man's voice on my wife's side last night, it doesn't prove anything. What if it's really a misunderstanding? Thank God for Elle's thoughtfulness. Otherwise, I might have been lost.
Mr. Lewis, why are you staring at me?
It's nothing. By the way, is the transfer agreement ready to go?
Yes. Are you going to give it to your wife?
So, I'll need you to go. Buy some gifts with me tonight.
No problem.
This is your overtime pay.
Okay, Mr. Lewis. 100,000. Hi, Eva.
Elle, I just called my brother. He said he'll 100% go see you tonight. Don't worry, I'm almost at your place. I'll stay with you to meet him tonight. I'll wait for you to come back.
My husband is coming back? If I'm going to meet him, should I buy him a gift?
Elle.
Coming.
Welcome, Mr. Lewis. Welcome, Mrs. Lewis.
I'm not Mr. Lewis's wife.
What I asked you to prepare, is it ready?
Mr. Lewis, the gifts you asked for are all ready.
Mr. Lewis interrupted the manager on purpose so that I wouldn't feel embarrassed. He's so nice. Dozens of million-dollar bags, as well as jewelry and diamond rings, worth tens of millions of dollars. Rich men's gift-giving is beyond the imagination of mortals like me.
Okay, let's go over there and have a look.
Please.
That one. Want to buy a watch?
I want to buy a men's watch for my husband.
You're married? You're married?
I haven't bought a men's watch before. I don't know which one to choose. Why don't you help me choose, Mr. Lewis?
Okay. I think the black one is quite nice. Low-key and understated. Most men would like it.
I think this one is pretty nice too. Then let's go with this one. Please wrap it for me.
I didn't expect her to be such a considerate and family-oriented woman.
Mr. Lewis, all the gifts have been sorted out.
L, nothing is wrong with how I look, is there?
None, super handsome, and classy. By the way, Mr. Lewis, this is the transfer agreement of the law firm. I've sent the electronic version to your email. I wish you a pleasant time with your wife.
Thank you.
I really don't know what kind of person Mr. Lewis's wife is. Able to make a handsome, rich, gentle, considerate man like Mr. Lewis care so much.
Hello?
Evan, if you still don't bring your wife home, I'm really going to be angry. 1 year ago, you went to the US for work, just like that. You didn't consider her feelings at all. Do you know how this past year was for her?
It's my fault. I'm going to atone for my sins.
I don't care. Tonight, you must bring my bestie, my sister-in-law, Elle Smith, home.
What is your sister-in-law's name?
Ella Smith.
Ella Smith? Elle Smith?
What is it, Mr. Lewis?
Nothing. Do you want me to drop you off?
No thanks. I called a taxi. Then I'll take my leave, Mr. Lewis.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Lewis. My name is Elle Smith.
No wonder I felt the name Elle Smith is familiar. It turns out my wife has the same name.
Evan, are you even listening to me? You actually forgot your wife's name? You want me to die of anger, don't you?
Don't worry. I'll bring her home tonight. This time, I will definitely cherish her. Let's go.
I'm back, Eva.
Elle, you're finally back. Good news. My brother will be here at 8 sharp. He said it himself.
Then, do I need to do anything?
Nothing at all. Just wait to accept my brother's passionate love. When the time comes, you'll have 2 babies in 3 years. My brother will also fulfill his duty.
Then, I'm a little nervous.
Why are you nervous? Your husband and wife. You just sit there. It's almost 8 o'clock. You'll meet soon.
That's right, Elle Smith. Don't be nervous. It's not your first time meeting him. You met him when you got married.
"20 seconds until 8 o'clock. Hurry, go open the door to welcome my brother."
Eliza Smith, what are you trying to do?
Ellie, don't be so cold. I don't have any money left. Dad asked me to come ask you for some...
What? You're a beggar? You just open your mouth and speak?
How could you speak this way? You work full-time and have money, so you don't care about our family. Dad worked hard to raise you. Are you doing right by him?
He's your dad. He drinks, gambles, and has beaten and scolded me since I was a child. In order to pay off his gambling debts, he was going to sell me to an old man in his 50s. From that day on, he was no longer my father.
You... Hurry up and leave. Don't make me call the police.
Your sister isn't easy to deal with. What if she doesn't give you money?
Don't worry. She will have to give it to me, even if she doesn't want to. Sooner or later, she will spit it out.
Elle, you're really something.
Your last name is Smith?
That's right.
Your name is L.A.?
Wait, who are you? Why are you looking for my girlfriend?
She is my wife, and here I was thinking of giving her another chance. So that last time wasn't a misunderstanding at all.
Something is wrong with him.
This guy is here for L. Smith. Looking at the way he dresses, he seems rich. L. Smith, you really have some skills.
Why hasn't my brother come yet? It's already this late. Even a turtle would have made it here. I'll give him a call. Hello? What's wrong with you? Didn't you promise that you're coming to pick up my sister-in-law today?
I don't have a wife like that.
What? What are you talking about? What on earth is going on with you?
Nothing. Tell that woman I'll pay her $50 million in compensation for getting a divorce.
Hello? $50 million in compensation. Why is my brother acting all crazy?
What, 50 million?
It's nothing, Al. My brother said he'll give you 50 million pocket money as compensation.
Rich people sure are something else.
Ouch, I'm a little hungry. Let's go eat first, Al. Let's ignore him.
Okay.
Right now, my brother seems to have some misunderstanding about Ella. Looks like it'll be impossible for him to actively pursue Elle. Then I will pursue Elle for him. Mr. Zhang, please come up with coffee and invitations.
Miss, your coffee.
How are preparations for the charity auction going?
This time, we invited all the entrepreneurs in Yun City. They heard the proceeds from the auction will be donate to mountainous areas to build Hope primary schools, so they're also very enthusiastic.
Good. There is a star necklace at the auction. No matter how high the price, bid for it in my brother's name and gift it to Elle.
Miss, the star necklace is a part of the royal family's collection. Its price is immeasurable.
This necklace is for my sister-in-law. She is worthy of it no matter its price. Get on with it.
Yes, miss.
After Elle receives my brother's gift, she will definitely fall in love with my brother. Hi, Elle. Elle, tomorrow there is a charity auction at the Imperial Hotel. My mom insisted that I go, but I made plans with a friend. Could you go in my place?
What am I going to do with you?
You agreed? I knew you're the best. Someone is here to see me. I'm going to hang up, Elle.
Little Ava, you asked for me.
Michael, please sit. Michael, have some coffee.
Stop patronizing me. Tell me, what do you need me to settle for you this time?
So, Lewis's is holding a charity auction. I have 2 invitations here. When the time comes, go with my brother.
Why don't you give it to him yourself?
You know how bad my brother's temper is? He will definitely think that this type of event is boring. But this event is very important. My mom said one of us must go, so bring him with you.
What will I get for helping you?
Michael, you're the best.
All right. You got it. Invitation to the charity auction tomorrow.
You know I'm not interested in that kind of occasion.
Just think of it as meeting people.
At this kind of charity auction, all the philanthropists who attend are there just to go through the motions. How many are seriously doing charity? Who is worth meeting?
That's not necessarily true.
L. Smith. Which L. Smith? Ella Smith? Which L. Smith?
What? Which L. Smith? Your wife L. Smith, of course. Can there be two L. Smiths?
My assistant's name is also L. Smith. However, those going to the charity auction are all well known in their fields. She shouldn't have received this kind of invitation.
What a coincidence. What if your assistant is your wife? Hey, this is how TV dramas do it.
How is that possible? I've already met that wife of mine. She's completely different from Ms. Smith.
But Eva really likes her sister-in-law. Didn't you say last time that she was cheating on you? Was there some kind of misunderstanding?
I saw it with my own eyes. What misunderstanding can there be? Let's not talk about it. I've decided to get a divorce.
Then, are you still going to this auction?
Of course. I'm going to talk about this with her and get the divorce as soon as possible.
Seriously, Evan? Getting a divorce on the spot? This dead set?
Yo, isn't this Elle Smith, the prettiest girl back in university? Hey, wearing such a sexy outfit. Came to pick up a rich man?
Gross.
You may not know this yet. After graduating from university, I founded a big company. My current status and position are completely different from before. But I see you still have your charm. How about this? I'll give you 100,000 every month to be my hookup, available 24/7. How about it?
100,000 per month to keep a mistress? You'd be considered poor among CEOs and presidents.
You think you're still the same campus belle who is sought after by everyone. You should feel honored that I want you at all. Wait a minute. You're not already being kept by someone, are you? Your look so satiated.
How dared to hit Mr. Wood? Mr. Wood, are you okay?
Elle Smith, I advise you not to refuse the easy way and pick the hard way. Serve me well. I promise you'll have no money worries.
Mr. Wood, I'm still here.
I'll get you two together. Wouldn't that be more exciting?
Such a toad thinking of a frog. Looks ugly and plays around a lot.
Who are you? How dare you say that about me? I'm teaching this chick a lesson. Why are you standing up for her?
I'm her husband.
Wait, Elle Smith, what is this? You even found a fake husband? Someone like him probably only costs 100 a day.
You're so right. This outfit was probably rented. I wonder how he got into such a high-end event.
Slap them. Dare to say something rude again, and I'll destroy you right now.
Mr. Wood, they brought backup. Let's get out of here. Didn't you say that our main goal today is to get friendly with Mr. Lewis of Yuntang Group? Don't forget why we're here.
Right. We can't let them get in our way. Let's go.
Is your face okay?
It's fine.
How come you're here?
To be honest, I actually came in place of a friend of mine. Otherwise, how can an ordinary person like me come to a place filled with all the big shots?
Oh, I see.
What about you, Mr. Lewis?
I'm here to look for someone. Let's go in together.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the charity auction funded by the Lewises. All the proceeds from this auction will be donated to poor areas through charity foundations to build Hope Primary Schools. The auction officially begins now. The first lot of this auction is from the Tang Dynasty. Next, the last lot of this auction will be displayed. From the royal family, the star necklace.
Wow, it's so beautiful. I want it too.
This is what every woman dreams of.
Starting price, $30 million.
Roy Kang Pharmaceuticals, $30 million.
Fuyang Real Estate, $40 million.
Banksy Pharmaceuticals, $50 million.
Jiao Yang Electronics, $80 million. Some people are dressed very well, but refuse to spend even a penny at a charity auction. I feel so embarrassed for them.
Just pick a price.
That doesn't seem appropriate.
It's for charity. There is no such thing as too much.
100 million.
100 million? I don't believe L. Smith can come up with 100 million.
President of Yuntang International, Lu Yunzhou, 200 million.
200 million. Going once. 200 million. Going twice. 200 million. Sold.
This necklace is for Mr. Lewis's wife, L. Smith.
Me? Me?
Let me take a call first. Eva.
Evan, the necklace I gave to Ellie in your name, has she received it?
So you were behind this. You gave it to the wrong person. Your L didn't come today.
What? How could this happen?
Ella Smith is the wife of Yuntang Group's president? How is this possible?
Sorry, ma'am. We just received news that this necklace isn't for you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Oops, so it turns out to be a mistake. I thought so. How can you be the wife of Yuntang Group's president?
I'll talk to you later. I have to deal with the mishap at hand.
Ella Smith, if you kneel down right now and submit to me, I'll bid another necklace for you later. How about it?
How dare you think you're worthy? Please, give me that star necklace. L. Smith, this star necklace is for you.
So romantic.
Mr. Lewis, I can't.
Someone is really pretending to be rich, to be Yuntang Group's young master. But did you know that Mr. Lewis never participates in such events?
Whose leash got loose and let you their dog out?
How dare you? Where are the security guards? Throw these two lowlifes out.
Who is making so much noise?
Mr. Ford, someone is disrupting the order of the auction and is even shamelessly calling himself Mr. Lewis. I was just about to teach him a lesson.
You know him?
I wouldn't dare.
Mr. Ford, we've talked before. You even said you'd take me to meet Mr. Lewis.
How dare you hit Mr. Wood?
Forget it. I don't hit women.
Mr. Ford, you
have eyes, but fail to see. The person in front of you is the president of Yuntang Group, Evan Lewis.
What? He is Mr. Lewis? How is this possible?
Get lost right now.
Come on.
Let's leave as well.
What about this?
Keep it.
Me?
Was it that funny?
That Mike Wood. I've disliked him since university. He relied on his family's influence to bully girls. Girls were afraid of his background and didn't dare to touch him. Mr. Lewis is so great.
Eliminating harm for the people.
By the way, Mr. Lewis, please take this back.
You don't like it?
No girl would not like such an expensive gift. But this is a gift with a value of 200 million. As the recipient, I'll have to pay 20% tax on it. I can't afford that.
You're indeed the best employee. You really know your stuff.
So please take it back.
Could my wife really be Elle Smith? If you don't want this necklace, just throw it away. Give it to someone else.
Throw it away? No way. Then I'll keep it safe for you. I'll give it to you when you need it.
Evan, there must be some misunderstanding between you and Elle. This is her number. You should talk to her.
Eva said this is my wife's number. If I call it right now, I can confirm whether
she's my wife or not. Hello? Yes, I called the taxi. Wait for me. I'll be there soon. Mr. Lewis, my car is here, so I'll take my leave. I'll keep it for you.
I know for sure that she's not my wife. What am I still fantasizing about?
Evan, I didn't see your wife at the auction last night. What are your plans for divorce?
I called you here to discuss it. Didn't you major in law? Help me with this.
You have so many in-house attorneys. Also, didn't your assistant Elle Smith major in law? Why don't you let her handle it?
Why don't you get a loudspeaker and announce to the whole company that I'm a cuckold?
Okay, I'll help you deal with it. Okay, but you really don't plan to contact her to talk to her again?
Hello, who are you looking for?
I'm looking for Elle Smith.
Looking for Ms. Smith? Who are you to her?
I'm her sister. My dad is sick. He's in the emergency room right now and needs a lot of money for treatment. Can you help me find her, please?
Okay, calm down. I'll show you in.
Thank you.
This is Ms. Smith's workstation. Her department seems to be in a meeting. How about...
Then can I sit here and wait for her?
Sure.
This Elle Smith. She got such a good workstation after graduation and hasn't sent money home. Today, I'll get some from her for sure.
Today at noon, let's talk about the divorce at the villa. You'll get the compensation you deserve.
Divorce compensation? Elle Smith's husband is back and wants to divorce her. I happen to be short on money right now. Why don't I just take the compensation? Sure, but I won't use this number anymore. I'll send you my new number later. We'll use that number in the future. Elle Smith, you have enough money anyway. As your sister, I will accept this compensation for you.
Ella...
Ava, what are you doing here?
Elle, didn't you go to the auction yesterday?
I did. What is it?
Then didn't you run into anyone special?
I ran into my boss. Does that count?
What? What's going on? What's the problem?
What is it, Ava?
Well, it's nothing. Elle, I just found out that my brother is going to eat at Tianquan Villa today. Wako, let's go there too. When it's time, you can look at my brother from afar. What if you fall for him right away?
Why do you keep wanting to set us up? Why not let nature take its course?
Pretty please, I'll go with you to meet him. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Okay. Let's go.
Mr. Wang, let's go. This time, I must let them meet properly.
tell you.
What did you say?
Young master, what is it?
Nothing.
Your private room is ready. Please.
What is it?
Elle, I need to go home. Something happened at the company. I need to hurry back.
Then go on.
Then go to Tianquan Villa by yourself. It's our family's property anyway. And Mr. Lynch and the others know you.
Don't worry, I'll go by myself. Since I'm already here, I'll have a simple meal.
Isn't this a Richard Mille limited edition? I heard this watch easily costs tens of millions. Hello, I'm
L. Smith. Have a seat. The reason I asked you to come here is to discuss the divorce.
So it's him? It seems he mistook me for L. Smith that day.
I know your heart belongs to another. Since that's the case, why should we continue this marriage? This is the divorce agreement. And here's a card with 50 million. Consider it your compensation. This is the divorce agreement. And here's a card with 50 million. Consider it your compensation.
This man casually offers 50 million. Everything he wears is worth a fortune. If we divorce, wouldn't I be losing a gold mine? No, I don't agree.
L. Smith, the last time we met, I already caught you having an affair. Even if you don't agree, I can sue you.
People like them value their reputation above everything. He definitely won't sue me. No matter what you say, I won't agree.
If I sue, you'll be at fault in this marriage. The compensation will also be reduced. Why would you do something that harms others without benefiting yourself?
As long as I'm still your wife, half of your money is mine.
Fine. I'll reconsider the compensation. But as for the divorce, my stance won't change. You should think about it too.
Hey, aren't you going to treat me?
I have something to attend to. You can eat by yourself. Order whatever you want.
Order whatever I want. Server, bring me the best dishes you have here and pack 2 bottles of your good wine.
How could Ava like someone like this?
Yo, isn't this L. Smith? Wow, hooking up with Mr. Lewis really changed things, huh? This is Yun City's most luxurious restaurant. Only the rich and powerful come here. What? Hooking up with Mr. Lewis has really allowed you to spend more.
Why do I run into you everywhere? Such bad luck.
You don't actually think that just because Mr. Lewis has your back, you can really look down on me, do you? Let me tell you the truth. Mr. Lewis is already married. With you, he's just playing around. Got it?
Exactly.
A good dog doesn't block the way. Move aside.
Looking at your expression, you've already been dumped by Mr. Lewis, haven't you? So you came here to find another sucker, huh?
You're so right. You can tell with a glance that she's here to seduce someone.
What? Are you a madam? Why are you so experienced?
Mr. Wood, don't you have Tianquan Villa's premium VIP card? Hurry up and kick this woman out.
See this, L. Smith. This is Tianquan Villa's premium VIP card. A symbol of power and status. With just one word from me, I can make all the staff here obey my every command. If you know what's good for you, kneel down and apologize to me. Otherwise, get out of this villa immediately.
Making me leave. Is this villa yours?
If I say it's mine, then it's mine, you clueless fool. Someone.
Mike Wood, you.
Throw this woman out.
Such big talk. Such big talk.
Mr. Lewis, darn it, has Mr. Lewis not gotten tired of that L. Smith yet?
What's going on?
This Mr. Wood says Tianquan Villa belongs to him and is trying to kick me out.
Mr. Wood? You sure have a lot of nerve. Since when does our Tianquan Villa belong to you?
Isn't Tianquan, my husband's, the Lewis's family's property? How did it become Mr. Lewis's?
What? Tianquan Villa is also your property?
I'm the largest shareholder. Is there a problem?
No, I wouldn't dare.
I heard you're Tianquan Villa's premium VIP. Why haven't I seen this card before?
What?
You dare to forge our premium VIP card?
What? This card is fake? I spent $200,000 on this card, and it's a fake?
Mr. Wood, stop buying fakes from the dollar store. It's so embarrassing to get exposed.
Let's go.
Your dollar store card. Mr. Lynch, from now on, don't let people like those in here.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lewis's tone makes it seem like Tianquan Villa really belongs to him, but his straightforward temper is quite similar to Eva's.
Miss, I feel like I've met you before.
Mr. Lynch, this is Elle Smith, my sister-in-law, and from now on, your young madam. The rest of you, take note.
Yes, ma'am. Ah, I remember now. Greetings, young madam.
Young madam? Young madam?
Isn't she the young madam?
Mr. Lynch probably mistook Elle Smith for that woman. Mr. Lynch, you've made a mistake. She isn't the young madam.
What?
My apologies. Mr. Lynch is getting old. His memory isn't what it used to be.
Great. I don't want Mr. Lewis to know. I'm connected to the Lewises anyway. Mr. Lewis, are you here to eat too?
Yes, but I'm not in the mood anymore.
Not in the mood? Then why don't we eat somewhere else? My treat. It'll be my chance to thank you for helping me out these past few times.
This is the first time you've asked me. I thought you were avoiding me, your boss.
Of course not. A handsome, wealthy, and considerate boss like you is impossible to find.
Let's go. Mr. Lynch, we're leaving. You're treating me to a bowl of noodles? Looks like the salary I've been paying. Ms. Smith is too low. I'll give you a raise later.
Don't worry, Mr. Lewis. This 3-shrimp noodle may not look fancy, but it's definitely no worse than the delicacies you usually eat.
I'll trust you.
Number 28 is ready.
The noodles are ready. I'll go get them.
Stay. I'll go.
Mr. Lewis is such a gentleman. I don't know what his wife was thinking, letting go of such a great man. Mr. Lewis, please try it.
It's really not bad.
By the way, Mr. Lewis, why were you in a bad mood today? By the way, Mr. Lewis, why were you in a bad mood today? If it's an inconvenience, just forget I asked. How careless of me. How dare I ask about his affairs?
It's not an inconvenience. It's just a bit embarrassing. Today, I went to meet my wife at Tianquan Villa. She's different from what I imagined.
She doesn't agree to the divorce. Mr. Lewis, women ultimately just want to find happiness. If she hasn't made any major mistakes, maybe you two can talk it out.
She cheated?
Don't worry, Mr. Lewis. I swear I won't tell anyone.
Looking back now, my rushing back to the country to make things up to her is so ridiculous.
Mr. Lewis, I may not know the specifics, but Mr. Lewis, divorcing you is definitely her loss. Divorcing you is definitely her loss. Mr. Lewis, why are you staring at me?
Well, how's your husband treating you?
Pretty good. Not long ago, he gave me a large allowance. Though he has stood me up a few times, and I still haven't met him in person.
That's good. You're a great girl. You deserve happiness. Eat up.
What is it, Mr. Lewis?
Ms. Smith, your seatbelt.
Ella Smith. No wonder you've been so smug at work. So you've hooked up with an old man. Humph. I'll so teach you a lesson this time.
Amy Wood, are you insane?
You, a shameless rag who seduces old men. Your body must be filthy. It's time for a good cleaning.
Amy Wood, defamation can be a criminal offense.
Fine. Come on. Everyone, take a look at what this is.
Elle Smith, stop being stubborn. Amy has photos of you with the old man. Didn't you only get this position through underhanded means? Be smart and step down. Our Amy is the one who deserves to be the president's assistant.
Amy Wood, before you slander others, take a good look at yourself. Do you think no one knows about your affair with Mr. Gordon?
Elle Smith, that's slander. You really should be cleaned up. Elle Smith.
What are you all doing?
Mr. Gordon, look at her.
What's going on? Why all the noise?
Elle Smith is unclean. I was just helping her clean up, but she blamed me instead. She really doesn't appreciate kindness.
Amy Wood, you need to take responsibility for your words.
Enough already. Look at yourselves. What kind of state are you in? Do you have any awareness of being a Lewis's group employee? Clean yourselves up quickly and come to the meeting. The rest of you, come along too.
Elle Smith, did you hear that? Clean yourself up properly.
The company has a new project. As Mr. Lewis's assistant, you'll need to assist.
Hi Group?
Hi's project is very urgent. Take a look at the materials. If there are any issues, resolve them on the spot today. Aim to schedule another meeting with the client next week.
Mr. Gordon, Hi is one of our company's key partners. You're handing such an important project over to her?
The company requires employees to keep their projects confidential. Ms. Wood, if you're so interested, why don't I hand it over to you?
So ungrateful.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Gordon, don't worry. I'll do my best.
Good. Meeting adjourned.
Don't touch me. Mr. Gordon, you're biased. You gave such an important project to Elle Smith.
This project isn't that easy. Plus, the point of contact is Mr. Lee.
You mean Hi's lecherous, sleazy Mr. Lee, who is difficult to deal with and likes to drug girls.
Exactly. Now, do you still think I'm biased?
So, that's why. The last point of contact resigned. This project is a hot potato. If not willing to sacrifice yourself, you might end up losing the project. Close the door.
Let's see who dares to look.
Isn't that Miss Smith? Is that Hi's Mr. Lee's assistant behind Miss Smith?
You know him?
I've heard about this. Mr. Lee. Apparently, he likes to sexually harass business partners, especially young women. There have been quite a few sex scandals as a result. Could Mrs. Smith be in danger by meeting with him?
Go check which room they're in.
Got it.
Mr. Lee, this is Lucis's group's Ms. Smith. Elle Smith, this is Mr. Lee.
Hello, Mr. Lee. It's nice to meet you.
Miss Smith, you're so young. For someone at this position, you're very accomplished. Very accomplished indeed.
You're too kind.
Have a seat.
Mr. Lee, our company heard that you weren't satisfied with the previous version of the proposal, so we've prepared a second version. Please take a look.
Miss Smith, since you're so young, you probably haven't negotiated much.
I've led a few negotiation meetings. The results were quite good.
Ms. Smith, after all, you're still young. Did you know that the most important at the negotiation table is alcohol? If alcohol flow freely, any contract can be signed. Ms. Smith, drink this glass, and then we'll talk business, okay? Miss Smith, drink up.
Mr. Lee, to be honest, I'm allergic to alcohol.
You young ladies, whenever drinking is mentioned, 8 out of 10 say they're allergic to alcohol.
Mr. Lee, this isn't something you can fake. I really am allergic to alcohol.
Today, whether you're allergic or not is not up to you. Let me be clear, you will drink this glass, whether you want to or not.
Mr. Lee, pressuring someone to drink can lead to legal consequences if something goes wrong.
Legal consequences? The law is for the lower class. Mrs. Smith, let me be honest with you. The last girl from your company who came to negotiate with me, she didn't know her place. I politely asked her to drink. She refused, so I had her gang raped. She's still in a mental institute. Miss Smith, you're smart. You should know what to do, right?
Fine. I'll drink it.
That's more like it.
Let me go.
You ungrateful piece of trash. You're asking for trouble, huh?
I'm Mr. Lewis's assistant. If you lay a hand on me, Mr. Lewis won't let you off.
Mr. Lewis, do you really think someone as important as Mr. Lewis would step in for an employee like you? Think again. Trying to make a call, too late.
Are you all right?
Mr. Lewis? Mr. Lewis, we were just playing around. She was the one who seduced me.
I seduced you?
Of course, you seduced me. When someone who uses their looks for advancement like you see a rich man like me, you just throw yourself at them. How shameless.
If you dare say one more word, I'll cut out your tongue.
Mr. Lewis, Hi and your company still have several projects together. You wouldn't ruin our relationship over an employee, would you?
Do you think I need a few $100 million? Listen up. I can give you opportunities. I can take them away just as easily and make your life here unbearable.
Mr. Lewis, please don't. I know I was wrong. I was shameless. I shouldn't have laid a hand on your assistant. Please give me a chance.
You shouldn't be begging me. You should be begging her.
I got it. Miss Smith, I'm sorry. It was my fault. I'll turn over a new leaf and change my ways.
Turn over a new leaf? Change your ways? What about the girls you raped, the ones you drove to mental institutes? Do they get another chance?
I'll compensate them. I'll give them money. I'll give them a lot of money.
No need. From the moment you walked in, I've recorded every word you said. You can explain yourselves to the police in prison.
Ms. Smith. Mr. Lewis, please let me go. Mr. Lewis.
Let's go too. Hey, Ella, what is it?
I feel so hot.
I know what's happening. The incense is laced. I'll go put it out.
Don't go. I feel so hot.
Ella, snap out of it. The room has been drugged. L. You're awake? Do you feel any discomfort?
Mr. Lewis, you brought me here?
Yes, Tim Lee not only spiked the wine, but also laced the incense in the room. You inhaled quite a lot.
Then I didn't harass you, did I?
It seems you know yourself quite well.
I really laid hands on you?
What do you think?
I didn't mean to.
Are you saying I did it on purpose? Oh, sorry. I was just joking. Nothing happened between us.
After all, Mr. Lewis is a married man. If I really crossed the line, he would kick me out of the company immediately.
Is she thinking about her husband? This matter is quite serious. Should I tell your husband?
No need. He's very busy with work.
All right. Then I'll have my assistant stay with you. There is work to be done, so I'll head out first.
Take care, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis, you wanted to see me?
What's going on with the Pie High collaboration?
This project is being handled by Ms. Smith.
If I recall correctly, this case is your responsibility. Why the change?
This was Ms. Smith's own request. She said she wanted to contribute to our company, so I handed it over to her.
Okay, then tell me, why did the last person in charge of this case resign?
It was probably something with her family. She didn't say anything when she left, and I didn't ask.
Frank Gordon, do you really not know the reason?
Mr. Lewis, I really don't, Mr. Lewis.
Since you can't remember, let me help jog your memory. To please Tim Lee, you deliberately arranged young female employees who are to his liking to handle negotiations, knowing full well they might be assaulted, yet you still did it. This file contains all the evidence of your crimes. I've already called the police.
Mr. Lewis, everything I did was for the company, Mr. Lewis. I did it all for the company. Mr. Lewis, please save me.
You're Frank Gordon, right? Come with us. Take him away.
Mr. Lewis, save me, Mr. Lewis. I did it all for the company. Mr. Lewis, save me, Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis, I did it all for the company. Mr. Lewis.
That L. Smith must have said something to Mr. Lewis. That's why Mr. Gordon was removed. I finally got close to Mr. Gordon, and now it's all ruined. L. Smith, I won't let you get your way. Wow, isn't this Ms. Smith?
What are you being sarcastic about now?
I wouldn't dare. Ms. Smith went out to negotiate a contract, and then Mr. Lewis sent Mr. Gordon to prison. Who would dare cross Ms. Smith now?
Sent him to prison?
Mrs. Smith, yesterday Mr. Lewis said so himself. He said Frank Gordon colluded with the other company to frame a colleague and has been sent to the police station.
Frank Gordon is a longtime employee. It's not easy to uproot him completely. It might even affect the company's profit. But Mr. Lewis actually went this far.
What's that look on L. Smith's face, seeing how Mr. Lewis made such a big deal that day? It seems like he cares a lot about her. Was the other person in the car that day Mr. Lewis? How come this woman has won Mr. Lewis's favor? L. Smith, you're usually so quiet and so aloof, but behind closed doors, you're seducing Mr. Lewis? Remember, Mr. Lewis is a married man.
What? Ms. Smith is seducing Mr. Lewis? That's so shameless.
Destroying someone else's family shows such poor morals.
Amy Wood, what on earth are you talking about? Which eye of yours saw me seducing Mr. Lewis?
If you're not seducing Mr. Lewis, does that mean Mr. Lewis likes you? Everyone in the company knows how much Mr. Lewis dotes on his wife. You're the other woman in their marriage.
Exactly. Everyone is a witness of Mr. Lewis's relationship with his wife. No matter how much Elle likes Mr. Lewis, she shouldn't do something like this.
I bet she even thinks it's true love. Too bad. She's just an ordinary employee. She and Mr. Lewis are simply not in the same class.
Enough. If you have evidence that I'm morally corrupt and ruined someone else's relationship, you can report me to Mr. Lewis. But if you slander me without evidence, don't blame me for being ruthless. If it happens again, I'll call the police. Susan.
Forget it. I don't want to eat with a woman who seduces a married man. Let's sit somewhere else.
What bad luck.
Well, if it isn't Ms. Smith...
Ms. Zink, here's this month's reimbursement form.
Ms. Smith, didn't you already get involved with Mr. Lewis? Do you really need the finance department to reimburse such a tiny amount for you?
Elle?
Hello, Mr. Lewis.
Heading home? It's on my way. I'll give you a ride.
That's okay. I'm used to taking the bus. I'm leaving now, Mr. Lewis.
Hey. Come out for drinks.
That's enough. You've had quite a bit already. Come on, speak up. What's really going on? Still, because of the divorce business, do you like Ms. Smith?
She's married. Has a pretty good relationship with him.
I couldn't tell. A long-distance marriage. They're basically strangers. How much affection could they have? If I were you, I'd just go after her.
Evan, I'm back in the country. Are you in Yun City? Let's hang out.
I'm still abroad.
Still abroad. All right then, I'll visit you abroad later.
Your cousin, what does he want from you? I've heard that his private life is a mess. Has many girlfriends at the same time. A typical rich playboy.
I don't know. Let him be, as long as he doesn't bother me.
Miss, are you okay? This is Eva Lewis's best friend, my brother's wife of Flash-Marriage. I didn't expect her to be so beautiful even after a year.
I'm fine. But could you please drive slower? This could easily lead to accidents.
You don't know me anymore.
Should I know you?
I remember she only met my brother once. Maybe she has already forgotten about us all. In this case, why don't I have some fun? Evan is still abroad anyway. If I impersonate Evan, this girl will be mine. L. Smith, I am your husband. Don't you remember?
Are you Xavier Lewis?
She doesn't know Evan Lewis, but she knows his pet name. Yeah, I'm Xavier.
I never expected this to be the first time we met.
It's all my fault that we only met now.
It's okay. You're quite busy with work.
Still, that's my bad. Your hand is injured. Let me take you to treat it.
No need. It's just a small wound. I'll just disinfect it at home.
If you insisted, I would think you don't like me very much.
That's not what I meant.
Then let me take you home. Is the wound getting better now?
It is healed now.
May I ask if you're available? I'd like to invite you to a dinner.
I will be tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, then.
Ms. Smith, I see you're in a good mood today.
Dina, I'd like to ask you something.
What's up?
What do you think I should wear on a date?
Something gorgeous for sure, which shows the best of your figure and makes your date fall for you. By the way, I heard that there's a clothing store on the second floor of Lewis's Mall. The clothes there are quite nice. Mrs. Smith, are you going on a date? I can provide free clothing selection advice.
If I need it, I will let you know.
Hello, madam.
I can look around myself. Go on with your work.
Oh, isn't this L. Smith? With your little money, I'm afraid you can't even afford a scarf here.
Eliza Smith?
L, why do you dare to spend money here with your salary? What? You became vainglorious?
What clothes I buy seems to be none of your business.
Of course it is. After all, we are somewhat related. If you have to borrow money for clothes, our parents and I will have to repay it for you.
Eliza, are you not embarrassed by saying that? All along, it was your family who lived off me.
Why do I need to be embarrassed? Our parents worked hard to raise you, so it's only right for you to pay back now.
You are shameless as always.
You?
Can you pack these two for me?
Fine. For the sake of me spending your husband's money, I won't argue with you. L. Smith, a piece of clothing here costs over 100,000 won. Where did you get so much money?
Lady, are you buying any clothes? If you are not buying anything, please don't be so loud to disturb my customers.
Of course, I will buy something. I want the 2 ones in her hand.
Give them to her.
Miss, the clothes in our store cannot be returned, so you need to think carefully.
I won't return them. Pack them for me now.
Okay, miss. These 2 items cost a total of 23,600 yen.
What? So expensive? Do these clothes have gold on them?
Didn't you think it was okay? Is it too expensive now?
Oh, forget it. I just got a lot of money from her husband. 2,000 yuan is fine.
If you aren't buying anything, you can go out now. Please don't influence our business.
Who says I'm not buying? I'll pay now. L. Smith, I have paid. Now, let's see if you can afford them.
Maybe those two ones. Please pack them up.
Okay.
My card.
No need to pay. You can try on the clothes in our store at will. If they don't fit, you can come to the store. We have specialized tailors in our store who can customize clothes for you.
Hey, why doesn't she have to pay?
Because she is the owner. Since when does the owner have to pay for her own things?
The owner? L, how could you possibly own a high-end clothing store in this mall? Do you know the monthly rent here?
Sorry about that. Our madam here does not pay rent. This entire shop belongs to her.
L, if you need an actor, find someone more professional. This is the most high-end shopping mall nearby, with an annual revenue of 20 billion yuan. Before lying, you should do some research.
I haven't told you that the entire street belongs to madam. If I tell you, would you be angry to death?
How is that possible?
Don't mind her. Please pack it up for me.
Madam, do you need me to have them sent to your place? It'll be more convenient.
No need. I'll just take them with me.
Okay.
Thanks.
L,
Mr. Lewis,
are you here to buy clothes?
Yes, I am.
This brand doesn't seem to be your usual style.
I have an important date recently.
Is it for your husband?
Yeah, he's back.
That's nice. We dress up to please our lovers.
Mr. Lewis, what are you doing here?
Inspecting the stores.
I will leave you to it then. I'll get going.
Okay, be safe. The customer who was just here. If she comes next time, send the bill to me.
We usually don't charge madam for anything she buys.
Madam?
What's going on with Mr. Lewis? Of course I know who madam is. Is this a little game of them?
That was not my...
Oh, okay. Understood. We know now. In the future, this lady's bills will be sent to you directly.
Who is that? He is so handsome.
He is the group's chairman, Mr. Evan Lewis.
If I could be his girlfriend, it would be such a blessing.
Stop. Do not have such thoughts. Mr. Lewis is married and has a very good relationship with his wife. Didn't you notice that?
Oh dear, I'm just daydreaming.
Why are you here?
To pick you up.
So Elle's husband is Simon Lewis. Simon has always been a playboy. I never heard of him getting married. Could Elle have been deceived?
Ah. Why did we come to a hotel?
Recently, the company has a project nearby. It is more convenient to stay here.
Okay.
Take a seat. I'll get you some water.
Is it because we came to a hotel for our first date? It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Have some water.
Thank you. Why is there a violin in the hotel?
Do you like it? Try it.
I haven't touched a violin since I started working.
Has it been a long time since you last played the violin? You seem to be unacquainted with it.
You've learned it?
While studying at Berkeley, I learned a bit, so I should be able to teach you. I'm sorry. I crossed the line.
It's fine. We are married. Maybe because they're were too many things going on today. I was unprepared at the moment.
Do you want to play another song?
No, I'm feeling a bit unwell today. I'll get going.
Send me a message when you get home. She didn't refuse to come back to the hotel with me. She even bought some erotic lingerie, so flirty. Why did she suddenly run away? What on earth went wrong? L. Smith, I won't let you escape from my hands next time.
L.
Mr. Lewis?
What a coincidence. It's very late. It's not safe for you to go home alone. Let me drive you home.
Although Mr. Lewis and I have nothing to hide, everyone will talk and damage us. It's better for me to keep a distance from him. No thanks, Mr. Lewis. My husband came to pick me up. I'll get going. Thank you.
Does she absolutely hate me?
Hello, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis.
Hello, Mr. Lewis.
Ms. Smith, when Mr. Lewis comes to the company, he usually first calls you to his office. Today, he didn't even look at you. It seems that you are losing his attention.
Amy Wood, what do you mean?
What do you think? I mean...
Amy Wood, do you feel like no one knows what you did? Frank Gordon has left. Are you really safe now?
Frank Gordon has been imprisoned. How would she know that I sent her?
Stay, Clam. I have checked. Evan Lewis once made a big fuss about giving this law firm to his wife. It is only natural for me to come here. Who is the person in charge here? Come out to see me.
Eliza Smith.
Why are you here?
I should be the one to ask you that.
Eliza Smith? Who are you? Do you have an appointment? Go. Leave. Hurry up and leave, or I'll call the police.
Call the police? Do you know who I am?
I don't care who you are.
I am Evan Lewis's wife.
You are Mr. Lewis's wife?
Isn't Mr. Lewis's wife named L. Smith? How could it be Eliza Smith?
This card was given to me by Evan. There are 5 cards nationwide. This can prove my identity, can it?
Hello, Ms. Lewis.
Ms. Lewis.
The title of Ms. Lewis is really useful. No need for etiquette. Evan said before that he'd give me the company. I just came to look around.
Ms. Lewis, where would you like to go? I'll show you around.
You're quite sensible. I happen to need 20 million yuan to transfer to this card. Now, we'll take care of it.
According to company procedures, I need to obtain Mr. Lewis's signature before going to get the approval.
L. Smith, now this law firm is all mine. The procedures will be what I say they are. You transfer the money now.
Right. L. Smith, Mr. Lewis said. He wanted to give his wife the law firm. Everyone in the company knows that. How long have you been working for Mr. Lewis? Have you forgotten your identity as an employee?
Sorry, Miss Smith. I must follow the original procedures until I receive specific notification.
L. Smith, Ms. Lewis is too kind to punish you, but Mr. Lewis won't forgive you easily.
Eliza, this is 20 million yuan. Whether this money is considered a loan, a gift, or a company operating expense will require a contract. If there are no official documents and 20 million yuan goes missing under my watch, then it's my dereliction of duty.
What do you mean? You don't believe what I'm saying.
How can I believe it? Eliza Smith, when did you get married? How come I don't know?
Do I need to inform you when I get married? We got married a year ago. He has been working abroad and only returned recently.
That's exactly the same as what Mr. Lewis said.
Is she really Mr. Lewis's wife?
I've said it. I am Evan's wife. So you have to transfer the money, even if you don't want to.
Eliza, even if you married Mr. Lewis, I still can't transfer the money to you.
What is this?
Guys, Mr. Lewis asked me to draft this agreement of transfer. There is no signature on it, so it does not have legal effect yet.
L. Smith, Evan and I are a married couple. Even without that agreement, half of this law firm belongs to me.
Then sign this now.
If I sign it now, I will have to sign L. Smith. Won't that expose my identity?
Eliza Smith, the act of deceiving a company with a large amount of property for the purpose of illegal possession is called fraud. Do you know for 20 million yuan how long you will be imprisoned?
L. Smith, how can you talk to Ms. Lewis that way?
If you don't want to sign, it's okay. I'll call Mr. Lewis and you can confront each other.
Mr. Lewis happens to have said he will come to the office for some documents soon.
When Mr. Lewis is here, we will know the truth about everything.
What? Evan Lewis will come soon. I must leave. My husband has been working very hard lately. I'd hate to disturb him. Back at home tonight, I will tell him in person.
I thought Mr. Lewis's wife was a lady from a wealthy family. I didn't expect her to be Eliza, who is shallow and greedy. She is trying every means possible to transfer Mr. Lewis's property. Should I remind Mr. Lewis?
But what happened today is also a test for you. I hope after I take over the firm, you can help me achieve great success like today.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
I have something else to do. I'll get going.
Miss Lewis, let me walk you out.
I think you are quite smart. Do you know why I called you here?
Miss Lewis, you must want me to do something.
Oh, although Evan and I are married, we haven't met for a few years, so we've inevitably become less close. He often comes to the company. Are there any suspicious people or things?
Madam, you have come to the right person. That L. Smith, who made things difficult for you, is very close to Mr. Lewis.
I knew it. It seems your rank is lower than hers. Do you want to be promoted?
Can I, madam? Do you think that's possible?
Of course it's possible. But you have to prove your ability to me, right?
Madam, what do you want me to do?
I want L. Smith to be notorious and unable to survive in the entire city.
Madam, rest assured. I guarantee you'll get what you want.
I didn't expect to fail the bidding after staying up late and working overtime for a month.
The project bonus for this month is gone again.
L. Smith, how does Huayu Company know our project data?
How should I know?
L. Smith, you dealt with this project alone. Now look, because you leaked our data, the entire company, department, will lose the entire quarter's bonuses.
I was wondering about it. We had no reason to lose. So, Ms. Smith leaked the data.
I didn't expect her to be this kind of person.
You said I leaked our data. What evidence do you have?
L. Smith, we've caught you. You still try to deny it. Only you and Mr. Lewis know the final investment amount. If you didn't leak it, did Mr. Lewis do it?
My daughter has been in the ICU for half a month, which costs 10,000 won a day. For the project bonus, I worked overtime every day because it's the money that will save my daughter's life. Ms. Smith, you are rich, but you can't ignore the fact that we live off that money.
Mrs. Smith, you are really a skilled seducer of men. Mr. Lewis takes extra care of you. What can ordinary employees like us do?
L. Smith, go to hell.
Are you all right? Your security is not good enough.
We will definitely strengthen our patrols.
Call the police.
We will.
L. Smith, you leaked company data. You can't leave.
I am the younger brother of Evan Lewis. I said she didn't leak any company data. Does anyone have any objections? Any objections?
Whether you believe it or not, the company data was not leaked by me. I will definitely look into it. Let go of him. Mr. Lane, there's 30,000 yuan here. Take it to save your girl. Let's go.
Come and drink with me. Let's talk later.
Because of Miss Smith again.
Maybe I should go.
My friends heard that you were a lawyer. They all want to see you. Do it for me, please.
All right.
Let me introduce to you my wife, Elle Smith. You can call her Elle.
Hello, Ms. Lewis.
Hello.
This girl looks better than the girl Simon brought over last time.
Have you drunk too much? This is Ms. Lewis. Ms. Lewis, don't mind him. Every time he gets drunk, he loses control of his words. The last time he got drunk, he talked with a dog all night.
It's fine.
Right, I was confused. Ms. Lewis, I will punish myself with 3 cups of wine.
Excuse me, I need to use the bathroom. It is said that like attracts like. Why are his friends like this?
Simon, where did you find that girl? She's quite hot.
As usual, once I've had enough fun, you guys can do whatever you want.
Isn't she your wife? Isn't this inappropriate?
What are you talking about? Will Simon lack women? Simon, I have something good here. If she drinks it, I promise, she'll be begging for love.
We were just talking about you. Why did it take you so long to come back?
Ms. Lewis, sorry about earlier. Drink this glass of wine, if you forgive me.
Do you think I should drink it?
He was just joking with you. Are you crazy?
Is the drug in the wine tasty?
You? Did I say you could go?
You nasty woman. How dare you attack Simon?
Isn't that Ms. Smith?
How dare you let her down? How dare you let her down? She's so nice. How could you upset her?
Mr. Lewis, stop it.
Evan Lewis. Evan Lewis has come back.
I shouldn't have given you a chance to make her sad. You keep a distance from her.
I am sorry. I won't do it again.
Let's go.
Are you okay, Simon? Let me teach him a lesson.
Book me the earliest flight. I'm leaving the country.
Don't be so careful. Just pour on it.
Why were you there today?
I was drinking with Matthew. Was I wrong to hit him?
No, you were quite right.
You two?
He is my husband. We got married hastily and didn't have much affection for each other. Some of his actions made me feel that we could be a couple who respect each other. But I didn't know it was my illusion.
What was going on tonight?
You hit him without knowing what was going on.
I trust you?
He allowed his friend to drug me. I'll go get you some water.
Okay.
Mr. Lewis.
Do you need my help with Simon Lewis?
I can handle it myself. Then I'll get going.
It's late. I'll have someone take you back.
Okay, sure.
Matthew, no matter what that woman requests, in a month, I need to get the divorce certificate.
What? You want to divorce Xavier?
Mom, I'm sorry, but I have to divorce him.
Elle, did you find someone special?
I need to take this call, Mom. Okay, I got it. It was my colleague Colin and asking me to go on a business trip.
Since the company needs you, you should hurry and tidy up. Elle, I hope you can put aside the divorce for a while. You happen to go on a business trip, so let's talk about it when you're back.
Okay. Then I'll get going. Mom. Mr. Lewis.
How do you feel after flying for over 10 hours?
I'm fine. Why? Is this project so urgent?
Do you know about our company's petroleum project?
I'm in charge of it.
If we get this project done, the profit will be incalculable. The person we are meeting tomorrow is a key figure in this project. He will only stay in this city for 3 days.
I see.
Elle, after this business trip, I have something to tell you.
What is it?
Evan, you're finally back. Evan, you're finally back.
Who are you?
Evan, I'm Selena. Selena Griffin from Griffin's group. Did you forget that when we were kids, we used to play together?
I don't remember. I don't know you.
Indeed, a man with privilege. Such a straightforward and ruthless refusal.
Evan, how could you say that? If your mother hadn't insisted that you marry that woman, maybe we would have children by now.
Who told you these things? Our family's affairs have nothing to do with you.
Evan, I came to you as soon as I returned. I missed you so much.
Professional sweet talker.
Let's go. Her tone gives me a headache.
Evan, I'm already here. Can we have dinner together before I leave?
Hey.
Mr. Lewis, a call that you need to answer.
Who are you?
Hello, Miss Griffin. I'm Mr. Lewis's assistant, Elle Smith.
Miss Smith is so beautiful. There must be many men around you, promoting you to this position at a young age. Mr. Lewis must like you quite a bit.
So this is to warn me. Don't worry, Miss Griffin. I am married, and my husband and I love each other. I won't be a problem for you to pursue Mr. Lewis.
Miss Smith really has self-awareness.
What? A typical sweet talker. When Mr. Lewis is around, she doesn't even pretend anymore. Rest assured, my greatest strength is my self-awareness.
That's good. As long as you stay out of my way, I won't make things difficult for you.
Ms. Buzz Smith, come here, please.
What is it, Mr. Lewis?
Nothing. I noticed you were chatting. I know you weren't happy, so I helped you out.
Mr. Lewis sees through things.
What are you saying in your heart now?
Nothing. I just feel that you see through things and can distinguish right from wrong.
Don't flatter me. Come on, let's go eat.
Okay.
Wait, Evan, wait for me. Evan, you know me. You must believe me.
Here we go again.
If I don't have solid evidence, how could I say such things? The woman you married did betray you.
How do you know she betrayed me? Were you investigating me?
Oh no, it's just that others said so. Did I say anything I shouldn't?
Selena Griffin from Griffin's group?
I specifically applied to my father to take charge of the projects of our two companies so that we can have more chance to meet Evan.
When I turned 18, I started doing business. It is like fighting a battle. I'm not the kind of person who can't see things clearly, so in front of me, it's better to put away your intentions. You can go now since you're done eating.
Evan.
I'll count to 3. If you don't leave, I'll have your father come and pick you up.
Evan, I'll come find you another day. Evan Lewis, no one else can have you except me.
Thanks to Miss Smith, our negotiation went so well this time.
No, it was all thanks to Mr. Lewis that we could proceed so smoothly.
Anyway, this was truly a thrilling negotiation. Mr. Lewis, I haven't rested well for 3 days now. You think...
Okay, I'll give you both a day off. You can go shopping or spend money in the hotel. The company will cover all the expenses.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. And these...
Leave them to me.
Aren't you going out and relax?
Mr. Lewis, I'd like to take a leave to go to Qingshui town. It may take 2 days.
What is it for?
My mom's death anniversary is coming soon. I want to go and see her.
Qingshui Town. This name sounds great. Let me take you there. I can relax as well.
Thanks. Mom, I haven't come to see you in a while. I don't know if you're doing well. The flowers are a bit wilted today. Don't mind them. Make do with them. I guess you don't mind. At most, you may say that the flowers need more supplements. You were the most skilled at flowers. Our house used to be full of flowers. There were too many of them, which affected my using the swing. I insisted that you move them all out, but I don't swing anymore. If you come back, you can keep more flowers. I didn't inherit your talent. I am a flower killer. The cacti on my workstation won't survive for more than 3 weeks. I forgot to introduce you to. Mom, this is my boss, the CEO of the Lewis's group. He is handsome and wealthy. Many girls like him.
Hello, madam. Madam, remember my face. If Elle ever gets hurt in the future, you can teach me a lesson in dreams.
What are you doing?
I'm making a promise. This way, your mom will rest even better.
All right, let's go.
Aren't you staying a bit longer?
Nothing changes however long I stay. Look at the weather. It's probably going to rain rainstorm. Let's hurry down the mountain. What is it?
The engine isn't working. We can't go.
So are we going to spend the night in the car?
With such heavy rain on the mountain, it's not safe to be in the car.
But I don't see any villages nearby. What should we do?
On the way up here, I remember seeing a homestay. It should not be far now. Let's go over now. Otherwise, it'll get harder with the rain.
Okay. Do you have umbrellas in your car?
The last time it rained, it was taken away by Matthew, and he didn't give it back. I won't forgive him when I go back.
Then let me check the map.
Weak signal on the mountain. This is the only way down the mountain. Come with me.
Excuse me. 2 rooms, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's only 1 room left.
You misunderstood. We don't have that kind of relationship. This is my boss.
I'm sorry, miss. It rains heavily outside today. All our other rooms have been booked. There's 1 room left.
We'll take it.
Mr. Lewis.
We were caught in the rain. We go take a hot shower first.
Sir, your room is on the 2nd floor.
Thank you. Go and take a shower. I'll go check if there are any clothes shops nearby.
I'll go. After all, you're the boss. How can I let you go? Besides, you're all wet. Let me do it.
I'll go. You're a girl. It's not safe to go out so late. Sir, where can I buy some clothes?
Well, go out and turn left. You'll see.
Thank you. You're done. I bought you some clothes. Try them on and see if they fit.
Okay, please wait a moment. I'm done.
I saw you sneeze earlier, so I prepared you some medicine, just in case.
Thank you. You go take a shower. You're all wet.
Okay.
Hey, your clothes? We only have instant noodles here. I don't know if you eat those.
No problem. Which one is mine?
Well, I'm fine with both. You choose?
This one. Well, it smells good.
I'll do it.
It's okay. I'll do it.
There's only one bed here. Not even a sofa. How do we sleep?
You can sleep in bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
No way. You're the boss. How can I let you sleep on the floor?
If people know I let a girl sleep on the floor, it'll be bad for my reputation.
People will know.
It's fine. I know. Go on. Go to sleep.
What are you doing?
There's a cat. I'm afraid it might scare you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Does it hurt?
It hurts a little bit. After all, growing up, I have never been slapped like this.
It's all red. I'll sleep with Miss Receptionist tonight.
Hey, what about this cat?
You decide.
Oh, only you accompany me now.
What did you say? Evan actually accompanied his wife to visit her mom's grave?
Yes, Miss Griffin.
I only warned that L. Smith. I forgot that Evan has a wife. You guys, bring that woman to me.
Okay.
Please don't hurt me.
You are Evan's wife?
Yeah. No, it's not me. I noticed he is very rich. I want his money. I'm not his wife.
What do you mean? You're not his wife.
My sister, L. Smith, is his wife. I received his call by accident. I want his money. So I pretended to be L. Smith.
Who did you say is Evan's wife?
It's L. Smith, the assistant always with him.
So it means Evan doesn't know who his wife is yet?
Yeah, he doesn't know that yet.
Let her go. Come here. Since it was a misunderstanding, we'll move on. You are after Evan's money. How about I give you the amount you want?
Really?
But you have to promise me one thing.
Miss Smith, our young lady, would like to see you.
So it's Miss Griffin. What can I do for you?
Why is Miss Smith so nervous? Are you afraid that I'm not a good person?
Good people would use this method to bring me over.
Miss Smith, please forgive me. It was mainly because I'm afraid that if you stay by Evan's side for too long, you will forget about who you are and grow some inappropriate thoughts.
Miss Griffin, you're really overthinking. Mr. Lewis and I have nothing outside the workplace. I am already married. My husband and I are in love.
In love? Do you believe that? Oh, did your husband receive the divorce agreement you gave him last week?
You investigated me?
If I hadn't investigated you, how would I have known that Evan had someone as cunning as you by his side?
Miss Griffin, if you have something to say it.
Okay, I want you to resign immediately and leave Yun City for good.
Sorry, Miss Griffin. I cannot do that. Yun City is my home. I've been working hard here for years. I cannot give up everything I have here.
Do you think I'm discussing it with you? I called you over today to tell you that Yun City will no longer have a place for you. So the difference is whether you want to resign yourself and leave quietly or become infamous and be kicked out.
If Miss Griffin is that confident, I should no longer be in Yun City by now.
You don't believe me? Do you really think that with Evan by your side, you will be completely protected?
I just want to do my job well. I have nothing to do with Mr. Lewis. I'm not a threat to you.
That's me overthinking then. Why? Afraid something's wrong with the tea?
I can't help it. I encountered something similar before, so I am cautious.
You'd better always maintain this level of caution. Stay away from Evan. Otherwise,
then I'll make it clear too. I won't leave Yun City, and I won't resign. Miss Griffin, whatever plans you have, bring them on. I will be waiting.
Miss Griffin, what should we do now?
Actually, signing a divorce agreement is also possible, but with L. Smith's intelligence, she will definitely step forward and point out your identity. Then the two of us will eventually fail. Why? Don't we make L. Smith's infidelity a fact?
But how do we do that?
Don't you have a boyfriend? I heard he was a quite wild person. Let him get intimate with L. Smith and take some photos to post online.
This is my boyfriend. You need to pay extra.
When I become Mrs. Lewis, I'll have countless money. Will you still care about a man?
Miss Smith.
What do you want?
I have something to ask you for advice.
It's too late. Let's talk about it tomorrow.
I'm afraid this won't be up to you. Get in.
What's wrong?
Mr. Lewis, Elle seems to have been taken away.
I know you're the boyfriend of Eliza Smith. Aren't you afraid she'll know about this?
So what if she knows? It was her who wanted me to ruin you. Ha 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 ha.
Animals.
Animals? I have even more animal-y thing to do. Guys, record this with your phone.
What you are doing is illegal.
Illegal. Turn it on.
Let go of me.
How dare you touch my girl? Beat them, and then hand them over to the police.
Oh, who are you?
Evan Lewis.
Evan Lewis. Mr. Lewis. This was Selena Griffin's idea. It has nothing to do with me. Please forgive me this time. Please forgive me.
Selena Griffin?
Yes.
Take them away.
Mr. Lewis, I am innocent. Mr. Lewis.
Are you all right? Let me take you home. Elle.
Mr. Lewis.
Have you found out who did this?
These are the people I have confirmed to be related to this matter. The person who kidnapped Ellie Smith is called Xander. He is Eliza Smith's boyfriend.
Eliza Smith? I haven't heard of this name. Who is she?
Isn't she your wife? A while ago, she came to the firm and asked the accountant to give her money. But that was stopped by Elle Smith.
So her name is Eliza Smith. Not the same as Elle Smith. Continue.
Okay. According to our investigation, there is another person named Selena Griffin involved in this. Selena Griffin kidnapped Elle Smith 3 days ago, but released her. Afterwards, she began to frequently contact Eliza Smith and hired Xander to rape Elle Smith.
Absurd. Immediately collect all evidence and send them to prison. Have someone. Take good care of them.
Okay.
You're awake. Take it easy. The doctor said you were too scared and passed out. Are you okay now?
Mr. Lewis, how did you find me yesterday?
I worked overtime yesterday and happened to see you when I got off work.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. I don't know why this year. I seem to be particularly unlucky.
Everything will pass. Ella, after I get divorced, will there be a chance for me to get closer to you? Ava, there was a problem with the contacts you gave me last time. Does Elle Smith have any other phone numbers? Okay, can you send it to me now? Ms. Shen, this is Xavier Lewis. Do you have some time to meet up? We need to talk about the divorce.
Great. Now I don't have to worry about how to explain to Mom. Mr. Lewis, the document you requested.
Mrs. Smith, you're in a good mood today. Any good news?
Something that can be considered one of the 3 great joys in life.
3 great joys? Are you pregnant?
Mr. Lewis, I would like to take a half day off this afternoon.
In such a hurry. Is she really pregnant? Okay, take a rest.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis, the project we just talked about...
Postpone it. I also need to leave this afternoon.
Okay, what's going on? Both of them need to take a leave.
Didn't we agree to get divorced at 3 o'clock? Where's she?
I just confirmed with her. She'll be here soon. Hey, there you go. Your wife is here.
Elle? Why is she here?
Is Ms. Smith your wife?
How is that possible?
Don't tell me. After all this time, you still don't know what your real wife looks like.
Before that, Eliza Smith impersonated my wife. By the time I found out, I had already fallen in love with Elle, so I don't even care. What my wife looks like is Elle. Really my wife?
Isn't your marriage certificate with you? Hurry up and take a look. You have looked at it before, haven't you?
Ah, Elle Smith is truly my wife, my legal wife. I am the only man who legitimately owns her. However, she is pregnant. No matter who she fell for, or whose child she is carrying, it cannot change the fact that she is my wife.
What are you murmuring about? Hurry up and think about what to do now.
What else to do? I won't get divorced now.
You don't want it. What about your other half? I just spoke harshly for you, saying whoever regrets it is a dog. You can see for yourself.
Mr. Lewis, when will you arrive? Mr. Lewis, you aren't having a second thought, are you? Forgive me, but Mr. Lewis, didn't you just say whoever regretted it was a dog? I'm in a hurry to get divorced. Please hurry up.
What's wrong with you? I'll reply to her. I'm sorry. I don't want to divorce you anymore.
What kind of person is this? You wanted a divorce, and now you regret it.
She's calling.
Take it.
Hide quickly. Don't let her notice us. Hurry up.
What? What does it have to do with me? Hi.
Mrs. Smith? What a coincidence.
Mr. Lewis, what are you doing here?
I am just passing by. Are you okay? You seemed happy earlier at work. Why are you so angry? After work?
I'm fine. I just encountered a retard. Mr. Lewis, if you don't need me, I'll get going.
Let me drive you. Oh, he has something to do. He was leaving.
Oh, see you?
Thank you for bringing me back. If it's okay, I'll go to work now.
Does she not know? Just like me, we're actually husband and wife. Perhaps she knows everything, but she loves someone else, so she's unwilling to acknowledge my identity. Okay. Elle Smith.
What's wrong, Mr. Lewis?
Who exactly am I to you?
You are my boss.
And
what?
nothing.
Then I'll get going. What's wrong with Mr. Lewis? Why is he acting so strange?
Eva, you were right. Elle Smith is a very good girl. I misunderstood her before. Now I want to protect her and live a good life with her, but she doesn't seem willing to accept me. Would you be willing to help me?
Go pursue your own wife by yourself. If she doesn't accept you, try to cry or make a fuss.
Wait, hello?
Hey, what's going on here? At noon, you were overjoyed to take a leave. Why do you look so upset now?
Don't mention it. I was supposed to get a divorce today. I arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau, but my husband, whom I hadn't seen in a year, said he changed his mind.
That's new to hear. Wait, you've been married for a year. Haven't you ever met him?
We've met once, but that wasn't him.
You made me feel curious. Hey, don't you want to know what your husband looks like?
What's the use of knowing it? We can't even meet in person.
Don't you have the marriage certificate? Take a look at it.
Right. I have the marriage certificate.
Come on. Take a look. Maybe he's a handsome guy.
Ah, forget it. It'll only be more distressing. We'll get divorced anyway.
Why are you so hesitant? You are so cowardly. Wait, Elle, your husband is Mr. Lewis?
Who exactly am I to you?
You. You are my boss.
And?
And what?
Nothing.
My husband is really Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis just came in.
You know about us now. L. Smith, I just want to ask you one thing.
Ella, Mr. Lewis wants to ask you one thing.
Okay.
My wife is a very good girl. We have been married for over a year, but we haven't been able to meet each other. However, even so, I fell in love with her anyway. But because of me, she suffered a lot. Now, I'd like to make up for her. Do you think she will be willing to forgive me?
Forgive him, forgive him.
Forgive him.
Forgive him, forgive him, forgive him.
Maybe just a chance for me to slowly compensate her. Would you allow me to do that? L?
I will give Mr. Lewis a chance then. Let go.
No, I will never let go in my lifetime. Wake up.
I'm so tired. I want to sleep a little longer.
What do you want to eat? I'll prepare it for you.
I want some noodles.
Okay, let's go eat together.
Mother, finally recovered. Why doesn't she live at home and suddenly move out?
She has her friends. She said that she invited friends to climb, ski, and so on. She worries that we will affect her.
Mom really has a personality. Hey, when I first brought you to this shop, how did you feel?
When I first came in, I just felt like it was a mess. But when I saw you next to me, I thought the environment wasn't that important.
Why do you talk like that now?
What? You don't like the way I talk now?
No, I prefer the way you look so serious when you just came to the company.
Fine. Tomorrow, when we go to work, I'll look serious for you.
Stop it. Hurry up and eat your noodles. I've had too many noodles.
Let's walk back home like this then. It will be good for digestion.
What are you thinking now?
I'm thinking it would be great if we could just be like this forever.
Well then, let's be like this forever.